back to our next video. This gorgeous warm day in Scotland. In fact, it's so warm, I've had this thermometer under here. If I can hold that to the camera, that shows you what a glorious warm place Scotland is. Anyway, back to the project. Project currently is this water tank. So what we've had is the old thermostat through there. It's not really designed to go through there, not this particular type that is fitted in here. It's all, the old one's burnt out, so it had to come out anyway. There was plumbing modifications to do, so it was easier to take the tank out and cut a new slot here where these Howden type thermometers, immersion heaters are supposed to fit. So we've done that, and then it left us with a hole here, and it was a question of how to repair it. I thought initially I would just solder a piece of copper over the whole thing, but then I was a bit twitchy about getting it too hot and upsetting this joint here and possibly that one there. I could have got around that by filling it with water and having it at an angle, but it seemed a little bit of messing around and we didn't know how successful it was going to be. So what we decided to do is use part of the old immersion, the back plate, and I've had to reshape it a little bit to fit the contours of this top. So I've got it shaped up properly, and I did discover when I was stripping it all down, one of these came off and it was in the bottom of the tank. So when I swilled it out, I just retrieved it and cleaned everything up, and I did solder that stud in through there, and then I just put that on and solder that on over the top, so hopefully that's watertight. So we cut a couple of gaskets out of suitable rubber which takes water, good for everything, and it's also good resistance to the hot water temperatures. So there'll be one of those on there, and that'll go through and then up, one of those on, and then another one on the outside. And then what we did, I got a bit of brass and shaped up a cover to go over the top, but because of the curve, and if I hold that up to the camera, you might be able to see the curve looking down from one end. So that one's now the same, so that when it goes on there, I've marked it because there is one, this end is slight different curve to that, so I've marked it with a little black, so that when it's together it hopefully nip up and make it watertight. Now, because that is a curve, you can appreciate if I put the nut on. In fact, I'll demonstrate anyway. I'll put like that. If I was to tighten that up, it would tighten it that side, and that wouldn't be good practice. So what I did was cut just out a bit of brass. It was quite straightforward to do. Just made a couple of wedges, so that when that nut goes on there, and another one on there, it should, in theory, tighten it, and it'll pull down square, and that'll be a better job. You'll notice that these nuts fly up and down those studs pretty well, because fortunately I've got a tap and a die, so I was just able to run the die down the threads just to make sure everything was as it should be. It's the old Whitworth thread form on these, which is fine, but this is the new replacement immersion heater, and that's the new one. That's now metric, which is fine. It's no problem. They are very good thermostats. That'll go through. Get that into the light. That'll go through there as you can see, and it's the same principles. A couple of these rubber gaskets, but I'll put that in the last thing before I fit it. It's a bit delicate, but that's just to assist with the thermic siphoning of the water. And you'll also note that when the old one used to be through there, you wouldn't get the full amount of hot water that you would require. So that's why they are designed to go somewhere in that position. So you've got roughly all that hot water instead of just about this much at the top. So that's it for now, I think. We've got to put it all together now and just leak test. Hopefully it'll be watertight. So I'll do that, and then in the next video or later on when everything else is done, I'll be able to do a full report on how this job's turned out. Okay then, bye for now, stay safe, and we'll talk again soon.